gotta figure out where to go. But I have relearnt a new job, or I've learnt a new job. I'm now a dragoon, primarily. So I'm going to be a DPS person. And I got pretty sick armor. That looks a lot like my Monster Hunter World character now. I was told, though, that apparently the Dragoon quest is the primary one for this. Oh, yeah, shit, all my stuff's wrong. Because I've been playing on my Steam Deck for quite some time. Okay, we gotta take some time to do this. I forgot I'd have to. Oh, man, not being able to fly, let me tell you. Hey, that's something I can sort out on my own time for the next time. Figuring out how to fly through the Sky Islands. We like Sky Islands around here. Now, they said to look for energy pockets that are apparently the things you need to do to unlock flight, but I haven't looked it up or anything. And it's not those things, those are enemies. So I found out that Dark Knight is the story class for Shadowbringers, and Dragoon is the story class for Heavensward. So I figured, okay, well, if I'm gonna eventually be both of them anyways, and I have, my Dark Knight is pretty far along now. If in here, we go over to classes, jobs. My Dark Knight's at 45, so I can use the Dark Knight, the Astrologian, and the Ninja when I'm playing with X-Ray Girl, and then the Dragoon I'll just play on my own, and then I'll continue leveling up the Paladin once I get as far as Endwalker, which apparently is the Paladin. Well, I think the kind of cool thing about this game is you kind of can be everyone all in one, but it's what you want to put the time into. So just over the last day, basically I was doing a rewatch of Venture Brothers because the movie's coming out on the 20th, and Gary wants to do a stream where we talk about it, so I really want to be very prepared while I was watching Venture Brothers, because I've seen all of Venture Brothers multiple times, so it was more like a freshen up run. I had my Steam Deck kind of on my lap, and I'd be able to see the TV and the Steam Deck at the same time, and I could hear Venture Brothers over the game, and I would just run quests and do leveling stuff. And yeah, now I've got my guy up to main rank, although I should eat. Can't get over this Final Fantasy VI music though. I do love it quite a lot. That's why I really don't think, no matter how cool a mount I get, I'm like, yeah, I think I'll just stick to the Magitech Armor Walker. And I think that's pretty cool. This one can fly also. I'm good. Speak of the personal guard of the Archbishop, the 12 finest knights in the All of Ishgard, sworn to his eminence alone. Suffice to say, their testimony is unimpeachable. You see, I think that's the tricky thing about voice acting in this game. It's the language is very complex, so it's hard to read fast. Okay, so this is all just things that we have done over the course of the game. Fear there is but one path to us. We must demand trial by combat. I demand trial by combat. That was a Tyrion Lannister line. Isn't that right, Rocky? It's his favorite Game of Thrones character. He likes tiny men who are passionate. Isn't that right? Jojo likes Cersei. I don't know why. A little baby lion. Yeah, I shall be the champion. Although I kind of wonder why I'm not also under arrest here. I'm one of the Scions. I'm the warrior of freaking light, man. We all are in this game. But the interesting thing about the way the story is written in this game is you get most of the really important stuff in the more kind of high-end cinematics. So as long as you have a rough idea of what's going on, most of what you can pick up, you can just click on this, and I mean, click on that right there, and this will pretty much give you the basics of what you need to know if you wanted to get into it. Where are you, Edmont? One of these days, I'm going to learn how to navigate Ishgard, everybody. I made a wrong turn again, didn't I? I need to go up another level. Oh. I gotta say, I do like how Ishgard isn't loaded with people all the time. Like, as much as that is nice in the other cities, like, this being sort of a place that's just full of beautiful architecture that you can look around and not be seeing a ton of different names on the screen all the time and NPCs floating around. It's kind of nice to just, you know, be able to explore a bit.
If we are to rid ourselves of these vile interlopers, we must needs work together. With our combined strength, I have faith that we can wrest Eorzea from their grasp and pave the way for a lasting peace. Think on it.
That was an interesting development that the Archbishop of the Holy See has been kind of playing nice with the Ascians, knowing that it's like, yeah, we're gonna have to fight these guys, and this might not be the best moment to go into full-blown, hey, let's start a war mode. So I'm just gonna learn some stuff about them until I can get the appropriate help in the form of me, the Warrior of Light. Dragoon job. Presently level 57. So I think that this will probably be a good way for us to go through Heavensward, where I'll do my leveling and things like that on my spare time. We'll have streams that are more specifically for, hey, me grouping up with like Mirrodin and Cash and X-Ray Girl and all those people to do things together. But then when it comes down to the main story quest stuff, I'll do maybe shorter streams where it's like, here, I'm just going to do 2 or 3 main story quests so we can get a couple cinematics, a good big story moment like that, call it a day. And I think that that'll be an interesting way to chip away through Heavensward in a way that if you guys are not going to take the time to play Final Fantasy XIV, pay an online subscription every month to play it, because this is an MMO that does require a sub, and you just want to see the story of like the good expansions, I want to offer people a way to experience them. So I might skip away through some of the plain text stuff a little quickly as we were doing there, just because there's a lot of it in this game. But as you see, the cinematics, once they get going, fairly well voice acted, quite well written. The dialogue, I think, sounds much better spoken by actors than it does written, just reading it. And I mean, hey, no matter what kind of stream, though, there'll always be cute puppies. And then when I do the ones that I call Final Fantasy XIV and chill, that'll just be, hey, I'm leveling a class or something, like feel free to join up with me if you want. I'm just going to be hanging out and playing some casual stuff, maybe focusing more on like talking and getting rants for Classy Vigilante to edit going on those ones. Whereas these ones, I'll like I said, I want to try to offer people a way to see the Final Fantasy XIV story content without having to crush 200 hours in an MMO.